Today we're talking about what's new for Jungle in 2016. There's a lot of new stuff for Season 6 Jungle. Primarily, for me, the adaptation of Jungle AD carries is kind of new. There's never been a season where you'd actually have viable AD carry junglers. So for example, Kindred is super strong right now, Graves is strong too, and Quinn is also strong. So there's 3 AD carry junglers that weren't viable before. So it's kind of a new playstyle. Jungle has 2 different options. Like you have the Vision priority style where you can go Tragger's Knife. You can still kind of play like the Vision control player for the team, but you can also do other things. Like you can not buy many wards, you can just go for like a carry style, which I think is also viable in 2016.
There were 2 major changes to the jungle items this season, and one was the Tracker's Knife, and basically it's a really good addition to the game because you get a really cheap Sightstone, and it's just really convenient building, especially with the warding trinket. You basically get 4 wards as soon as you back for your first base. The second major change was the Hunter's Potion. You get a weaker early game for buying it, but it's just super cost efficient after your first recall. You start making profit.
So Dragon and Rift Herald have different uses. To me, I think Rift Herald is something that you get specifically if the team doesn't have good wave clear. Your minions just do more damage to the turret, so it can be used as something that you can take when you're trying to pressure like top turret, for example, and the champion doesn't have much wave clear.
Whoever wants the back is going to be tanking it. The person who's not tanking is going to want to be behind the Rift Herald hitting the eye, because when you hit the eye, it does a percent of the Rift Herald's health, and like every so seconds, the Rift Herald eye reopens, you get another big chunk of damage on it.
Usually, if you kill Rift Herald, it goes to the laners. But if you get it, of course, it should be good because you have more damage, you have more movement speed, you have faster recall. Like everything is pretty much fine on junglers too, but I think it's better for the laners.
Dragon's a little bit different. Dragon's a more consistent objective. The stats are more global and everyone benefits from them in some respects. So I think that Dragon is something that you go for at kind of the same timing for Rift Herald, where you have just pressured a lane and you have an opening to do an objective in between. But I think it's something that's more universal, something that you can focus on in more situations. So right now, I think that there's 2 keystones that are super valuable for jungle. Thunderlords are good for damage junglers that are looking to burst you and they need the extra damage to ensure kills. And the other option that I think is really good for jungle is Strength of the Ages. I think this mastery is super good for champions like Rek'Sai, champions like Mundo that benefit from having extra health, and it's pretty easy to stack in the jungle because you get 10 extra health from every camp, as well as going to a lane, you get 20 health from a cannon minion that dies around you. So I think that it's really a valuable mastery and it's super underrated right now, and I think that it's potentially the best mastery for jungle in the game.
In the jungle right now, there is quite a bit of diversity, to be honest. There are, I'd say, maybe 8 champions. So you have Kindred, Nidalee, Lee Sin, Rek'Sai, Elise, Zac, Dr. Mundo, and maybe one more, maybe like a niche champion that somebody can play out of nowhere.
That's the latest on the Rift, but remember, things are always changing. Good luck in 2016.